Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Beat. We're not only talk about everyday problems, we talk about everyday solutions.
There you go.
There I go. I took 3 times.
Yeah.
And I still kind of feel like I had marbles in my mouth.
Yeah. It happens.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because we're one day later than we normally record.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like the same rhythm. Thursdays, you do it much better on Thursdays.
I do,
and Fridays.
And it's like
for sure.
3 o'clock now.
Right. So later in the day, you probably been working and talking all day. And
there is something to, my eyes are very old at this point, apparently. So I have different glasses for...
Older than the rest of you?
I think so. They've been through a lot.
They're probably working harder, at least.
They have been through a lot. Because, sometimes I'm on my... Not sometimes. Every night I go on my iPad, and I'm reading. Because this is where I get most of my vast amount of information.
Of knowledge. Yeah, that's why you're,
And when you scroll... Well, also my eBay habit, right? And things like that. So you scroll, and your eyes are like really constantly go like they're up and down.
Sure.
And afterwards I can't see. But anyway, where was I going? I don't know. Yeah. Well, I have different glasses now for distance.
Okay.
Versus mid.
Okay.
And I don't need glasses for close yet. But now, okay, what I was saying is later in the day, my eyes are way more tired. So these are my distance glasses, which I just like the way they look a little bit better.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So now when I put them on at 12 o'clock, I can generally see.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock.
You're a little more blind?
I can't see you. No, I hope there's an optometrist watching this saying, you might want to go get checked for multiple. I hate when people do that. It's like, I want to tell you how you're dying. But yeah,
I still don't wear any glasses though. No glasses from me.
I'm more tired.
Don't need
you
them.
Have no glasses.
Nothing. Not readers.
Are you sure?
Nothing. I'm sure I can read things I'm supposed to read. I mean, I still check my eyes like as I'm driving with like my son.
Oh, you do?
Like, can you read that license plate? And then if I can read it, and he can read it, or he can, or I can. I'm like, no, yes, we're good. So far, we're good.
Because there are people that are incredibly sensitive, like me. I have to have well, you could imagine this, right? I have to have
very precise
vision. Like if I don't see crystal clear, and then there are other people that I have talked to that they're like, oh, I can't see that. I'm like, you can't see that?
Oh no, that's not me. That's not me. No,
you could actually see.
I can really see. Yeah, I can really see. My wife has glasses. She doesn't have great vision at all. So she wears them and needs them, and she tests me all the time. She's like, how old are you?
She wears contacts,
should need glasses. Yeah, she wears contacts.
Because I never saw
she wears contacts. And then it's late at night. She puts on her glasses and takes off her contacts and whatnot. So, which reminds me, man, I was just in a plaza a little while ago, and my wife had to mail something. It was at one of those UPS stores, send it back or whatever. And right next to it is a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And it's in a town that has a lot of like elderly people, right?
Uh-huh.
So they're driving everywhere. It's a perfect time apparently to go to McDonald's. And man, when are we going to do something about rechecking eyes when people become a certain age? Because, oh my Lord, it was like taking my life into my own hands. There were cars coming everywhere. There's no doubt that half of these drivers have cataracts or glaucoma, and they're not going back, and they're just winging it. They're winging it. Like they've got no peripheral vision at all, and they can't see me. And I'm in my wife's big truck, and I promise you, I was like, I don't even know where to turn. I almost just threw it in park and just said, I'm out. It was absolutely nuts.
Problem. Well, it's crazy, isn't it? With as much as we regulate in this country, right? And that is the most basic thing. Like as people age, we deteriorate. That's a fact. It's not even like it's not discriminatory. It's just what
human.
it is.
Yeah, for sure.
We deteriorate, and yet there's no requirement to retest, read this. And you
None.
can be literally blind.
Yeah, none. There's never everything else expires except for your driver's license where you're operating heavy machinery. You know what I mean? I don't understand what we're doing.
Right. Yeah.
I don't get it. My passport expires.
Yeah.
Not your driver's license.
Right.
You can just go, renew it. Just go and take another picture. That's all you got to do.
My library card. I can't get books out of the library.
Yeah, but you can just drive a couple ton vehicle down the road if you want. And God bless you.
But wait a minute. Are you taking out War and Peace again?
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, no. You're going to have to re-up
this. For that. Yeah.
It's unreal. Just give them money and you're good. You have like the same picture for like 20 years on your driver's license, right? Everything's the same.
You are right about that. An unintentional beef. But
yeah, man. It just made me think of it real quick. Because
that's right. That's right. All right. Well, okay.
Anyways.
The subject. I have something too that I wanted to bring up here, of course, and that is passwords.
Okay. We've all got a billion of them. Yeah. Or not.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how you manage your passwords. I manage them through
I'm guessing much less organized than how you do. But let's
I don't know that. I will tell you my little history here is that I used to, of course, do it on a spreadsheet, which is ridiculous. But
of course.
And then I used to pick my passwords, like I think most people do, and then they started requiring symbols and characters and numbers and blah blah blah. Okay.
Capitals.
So I'm like, there's no way I can keep track of everything. And there are people that have systems in their heads. And I'm like, I'm just not going to do it. And then they require you to change them all the time. So I'm like, there's got to be something that I'm not aware of. And so I started researching it, of course. And then there's password managers that you could use. Some of them are built into Google, some not. But I use an external one. And then these password managers will create a password for you that's all, decrypted or encrypted.
Yeah. Like LastPass and stuff like that. You're talking about like LastPass and that stuff.
Yeah, or 1Password. These types of programs. And then you
have to remember the password for that one, though.
Well, no, because then what you're supposed to do is it creates this crazy password that you'll never know, and no one will ever know. And then you are supposed to open up that program every time you're going to sign in somewhere, and then you cut and paste it into the thing. Gotcha. Or sometimes they connect. But either way, you've got to open up the program. So the program that I have, of course, requires a password to get into it, right?
Yeah.
And so and now they've done it where they require the password every so often. So this is the beef I have actually. So the whole password system is insane, right? Because you can't keep track of any of it. And if you use the same password from site to site, they said that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I know. It's
because if one of them gets hacked and they have your password to other ones. Okay, so whatever. So, all right. So I'm playing the game. But now this password system requires, along with many other sites, the passwords not only expire, but then your sign-ins expire. So, like you're signed into a site.
Yep.
And then I can go on there the next day and I'm still signed in. The next day I'm still signed in. And then almost randomly the next day, I am not. And now I got to go and get my password manager. And then my password manager does the same thing. So like every few weeks it says, you got to re-enter your password because, and so I find that doing anything is impossible, right?
Yeah.
And passwords and being kicked out. I can't sign into it out. Okay. So I've come to accept that this is just life now because it's supposed to make us safer and more secure. And yet, every year, I'm the victim of an identity theft or a hack or something. Every year. every single year, I'm on some list that this company got hacked and now my thing is... And I find out about it because I was part of one of the big ones, I guess. You got this free identity theft protection.
Okay.
And I signed up for it. And it gives you like 5 or however many years of it. And now that one alerts me every time that my number or email or social security, whatever, is found on the dark web. And I'm getting that alert like all the time. And I'm like, why do I have to keep changing my passwords? If I keep getting hacked, it's not even me that's getting hacked. It's all these different companies.
Right.
And I guarantee you just don't have the identity theft program, so you don't know about it. But you're
ignorance is bliss, brother. Ignorance is bliss.
I'm telling you.
I'm using like two passwords through the 75 different things. Oh yeah. I started using I started using one of the programs that needed a password to get in, and I'm like, If I'm using that and somebody gets that password, they've got everything.
Everything.
So,
That's right.
Why would I use this program
Yeah.
if I'm now giving someone the gateway to get every password that I have?
Yeah.
Even if it's 3, all they would need is 1.
That's right.
And so why am I doing this? So I'm going back to Post-its. You know, because nobody works with me. What are my kids going to steal? Well, I guess they could.
Well,
but
I guess if somebody,
here I am by myself. Post-it notes, put little things on here, write little things on a piece of paper. I'm not walking around an office with people and, you know, worried who's going to read what anymore. I may as well. I got to get it off the platform and off the computer, because that's the only way other people that want my password are going to find it and steal it.
But normally I would say, whoa, James, you know, but again, you know, I constantly get reminded as I get older of all of the baloney that we're fed every single day. And there's another one of those baloney things like, oh, a password to make you safe and the 2-factor authentication. You got to be safe. Don't put Post-it notes. And meanwhile, I'm on the dark web and you are fine.
And I'm good.
Or either you are on the dark web, you have no idea.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Or you don't know. But it's like, what is wrong with this world? Like that we've got, and I get to the point where I dread opening up an app or something because I'm like, is it going to ask me to sign in this time? And then I got to go to the password manager.
Passwords have been an issue forever, right?
Yeah.
Like passwords themselves. Like now, half the places I try to, when I have to set up a new password, I don't know if it does it for you as well, but when I'm on my phone, it gives me like this random 24 character password. I'm like, how am I going to remember that? You're not, right? You're going to save it
for you
in the key, whatever it is, right on your phone, right?
Yeah.
And when you want to know what your passwords are, you can go look. Well, that's just doing the same thing. Somebody has my phone and can just push that button. Right. They're going to look. They're going to get every one of my passwords.
Right. I don't get any of this. It's like as much as it can be done to make your life inconvenient in the name of safety, that doesn't really make you any safer. It doesn't,
not at all.
None of it makes any sense to me. You know,
not at all. And you know, when you have things like facial recognition, or you have fingerprint, things like that. The problem with that is you can't enable them until you've put in a password.
Right.
So the password, it always can be overridden by something else. So if you really wanted to say no passwords, just my face, and then really kind of stop people from being able to do it, right? To be able to steal all of these things. Right now, you have to also have a password. Yeah. So why can't we just have the facial recognition or just have certain things that are specific to people? Anyways.
Can't?
No,
you're not allowed.
Not allowed, man. Not allowed, man.
You're not allowed.
Not allowed, man. Yeah. Otherwise, people are going to have, you know, their faces cut off, and then everybody's just going to be walking around with other people's heads so they can get into passwords.
I always thought, too, that, like, facial recognition.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, besides the obvious, like, everyone's got my face now. But I don't know that I care about that. There's plenty of ways to get my face.
Everybody wants your face, Bob.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's beautiful face.
Beautiful
but how do twins manage that?
They've got access. They don't use it.
They must have access to each other's things, right? Or is there something slightly different?
I'm guessing there isn't. But I don't know the answer to that. I'm guessing that they probably have access to. They probably don't use facial recognition. Yeah, they probably just say no when it asks if you want to enable Face ID.
That's terrible for them.
I'm good.
Well, the whole world is going a certain standard, and it's like, well, not you.
Well, maybe fingerprints you can probably stick with, right? Fingerprints are going to be unique, but I'm guessing. Unless there's something there. I don't know.
Maybe there's something it finds.
Hey, if you know, let us know.
If you happen to be a twin.
And use facial recognition.
Please let us know. It's got to be something. I'm not sure. All right. Well, there you go. So that I have absolutely no solution to this.
No, other than, if there was a solution, by the way, you'd be a billionaire by now because this has been going on for as long as technology has been around and at our fingertips. People have been looking at ways to manage passwords, right?
Yeah. Well, I do I will say my only solution is I do like the password managers better than the Post-it notes or spreadsheets or things, simply because I don't have to type the password in. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sure.
I can just open up the password manager, click, copy, paste. It's a step, but it's less steps than typing it in. The problem I continue to have is why do I keep getting kicked off of everything?
Yeah.
Stop kicking me off.
It's because you're getting rid of all your cookies. You got cleansing going on.
I don't. No, my cookies are good, man. My cookies are good.
Your cookies are solid.
It's just random. Yeah, I got solid cookies.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Fix
so,
it.
What else are we supposed to talk about?
Whatever's bugging you. Whatever's bugging you.
Oh, I can't. I can't.
I got a little something, and it was just something that, something I wanted to talk about last week because I was it kind of drove me a little bit off my rocker a little bit last week because I was losing my mind.
You are? You seemed pretty happy last week.
There was just no. It was in between sessions. It was last weekend.
Last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, before you go there,
yes, sir.
Can we ask now what you got your son?
Oh yeah, we're going to Vegas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So to go see a game.
Yeah, we're going to Vegas. We're going to go see a game. We're going to go see Raiders Chiefs out in the new stadium. So we'll be there for a few days and go out on a Saturday, come back on a Tuesday. Games on Sunday.
Was he happy? Awesome. Was he happy?
Oh yeah, he was real happy. He was real happy. So it's gonna be a blast.
He'd be a cool dad to hang out with, I suppose. But
yeah, I'm kind of fun.
I would think
so.
I think my kid would be like, is that it?
Well, it depends on what you did with him.
Is there a car in there?
He and I like the same thing. So it's like, if I took him to a Star Trek museum, he wouldn't be like, "Oh, this is going to be great."
Maybe that's the problem. That could be part of the issue. Right. All right. Anyway, but go ahead. You were starting to say.
Yeah. So anyways, that's going to be fun. I can't do half the things I like to do when I'm in Vegas, but I'm with my wife. We like to kind of go a little crazy, but it'll still be a blast.
Yeah, a different type of Vegas.
Different Vegas. It'll be. I just can't wait to bring them to a game. Anyways, so I'm grocery shopping. I'm going to go back to grocery shopping. I know we talked a little bit about grocery shopping and plastic bags last week and whatnot, and some of the frustrations with some of that stuff. But my local grocery store. Now let me just explain this. When I go grocery shopping, I go to the same place because I map it out in my brain where I'm starting, where I'm going. I've got my list. I have to have a list, okay? And I know what I'm doing, right? It's like I sometimes feel like it's almost like I'm on supermarket sweep. Like I am going, there is a mission. I'm getting it done. There's no oh, let me just see what's in this. I wrap around the outside. I get all that mandatory stuff, and then I bang it on the aisles on the inside, and we're good. Right.
Efficiency is key.
Efficiency is key. I get what's on the list. Unless there's a little something, depending on how hungry I am, I may get a little extra snack here and there, that's like off the list, because, when you go, never shop hungry.
Treat yourself.
Exactly. Treat myself. Right. You know what I mean? Like give myself a little something. Now, that's why I go to the grocery store, which I go to. It's all right here. I got it. Boom, in, out, race, gun.
Understandable.
Well, the grocery store that I typically go to has decided to remodel. Okay.
I hate when they do this.
And within this remodel, first of all, it's probably been being worked on for at least 3 months now. Okay. Not a quick remodel, right? Like 3 months. So they're moving things, then they're building and they're expanding and they're doing different things in the area. I get it. I get the need to do that. I fully understand what you're doing and why you're doing it because you're getting bigger and you're moving things around to get current, right? They're taking on little paper tags. They're putting up the electronic ones on there, right? Yeah. They're getting things outside of just the grocery. They're adding some of the the old the pharmacy stuff that you get to, like the little
where the real money is. You mean?
Yeah, right.
All medicine.
Exactly. All that sort of stuff. Exactly.
Here's the food that's killing you. Here's the medicine that's going to
all
fix whatever we've destroyed.
All in one place.
They got it all in one stop shop. Yeah, that's the way to go.
So yeah, that's what they're doing. Now here's the problem.
Yeah,
I go there now and I don't know where anything is. Everything's in a different location.
Yeah,
the signs above each aisle are wrong, right? Because they haven't updated them.
Of course.
So they're just moving stuff around. And the grocery shop that I estimate would take me about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to get through everything. I get some cold cuts, so I put a little buffer on that timeline. I'm now in there for two plus hours.
Whoa.
No joke. It's that bad. Like, I don't know where anything is.
Because
right?
I
saw people that I know in the store, because they move so much stuff around. People that I know in the store that are like, we were both looking for rice at the time.
Yeah.
And we're basically like, I don't know where it is. Anybody? I don't know where it is. Literally, at one point, I am walking through an aisle and I see him again, and he's down at the other end. He goes, "Oh, by the way, the rice is right next to the diapers. If you were wondering, you know." He's like, and no joke. And I was like, "Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't I think to look there, right?" So there's Depends on one side and there's rice on the other. It makes sense. It makes sense, just in case it leaks. But listen, it was so now my time's shot, right? But the reason I go is because I know what I'm doing. I don't know where anything is now. My experience is horrible. Everybody's complaining about it. And to top it all off, there's no discounts. There's no "we're sorry." There's no like bear with us. They didn't, do anything to
thank you for your patience.
Thank you for your patience. Nothing at all. And across the street, they're opening a brand new grocery store. Right? Brand new grocery store. Beautiful grocery store.
Which is like...
and it's opened. They did this at the same time as the new grocery store was opening.
Probably in anticipation of it, right? I would imagine.
If it was in anticipation, they would have done it before. See, now I walk in, I go, why am I here?
Oh, yeah.
I'm only here because I know where everything is.
Yeah.
I'm only here so I can get it done. But if I could go across the street to the big Y over there that's brand new, I'll know where everything is, probably even better because the signs will be right. Why am I even in this store?
They're not changing anytime soon. We're getting one of those too, by the way.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't know how it is or anything, but we're getting one of those too. So they seem to be expanding.
Yeah, they are definitely expanding. The prices are a little bit higher. That's basically what they're. Yeah, I call it big. Why do I shop here? But there's no. That's
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to. Their executives are going to listen to this one. They won't be sponsoring this program anytime soon. Thanks.
I haven't even given it a chance yet. So.
But anyways, I'm not even going to talk about the other one because I really do like the other grocery store I shop at typically. Right, I call it like my home. Like I feel good about it.
That's where you don't
and
go.
I'm so frustrated because it's gone on for months. So if I'm looking at this. I know Big Y's coming. I know the other place is coming, right? They knew for months, they knew for a year that place was coming. Why aren't you having it done before the new place comes? Why aren't you starting it before the new place comes? Also, like, why aren't you prepping before you do this? If you know, you have to have some sort of strategy around where you're putting your groceries. Change your signs.
Yeah.
They're just Velcro. I saw it because a couple were missing. Just change them. Move them around so I have some idea what aisle I'm walking down. Throw me a bone here or something. I'm on a time frame. I got to pick up kids. I got to move around. I got to work. There's stuff I got to do. And listen, bad experience. Bad experience.
Here's the thing I think that I always encourage people to remember. Retailers.
I'm sorry. I'm so frustrated thinking about it again. It's crazy
because
to me.
You and I are of the same kind of mindset. Like you go somewhere and you're like, they care about me, right? And I don't think that's really the mindset of most retailers. I think the mindset of most retailers are get people to spend as much money as possible, right? And so they probably did some study showing that people like you are coming in with a list, know exactly where to go, right? Doing everything efficiently, very, very happy as a consumer, but not spending as much as you could be spending in the store.
Maybe you're right.
Because I'm guessing lists are very unprofitable for grocery stores. Right? What do they want? What they really want is you traveling up and down the aisles looking for stuff, right? Like you said with your snacks. Mm-hmm. Hey, wow, I didn't know.
They want the last minute
You have
stuff,
Depends, right?
Right.
Hey, well, it just so happens.
Now that I think of it.
As I've been wandering around the store for 2 hours.
I'm not sure that's the spontaneous buy they're looking for, but
well, it is if you've been there long enough. But anyway,
true indeed.
For me,
yeah.
Anyway, the point is that I think that's what they care about, right? Is like, how do you get people to spend the maximum amount of money? So they go, they look, they do some studies, they get some consultants in. Like we've been in that situation millions of times throughout our career, right? Mm-hmm. And they tell you, if you want to maximize your profit, then this is what you would
move
do.
This here,
and
do this, sell
and so
this.
It's going to cost you X amount of dollars, but you're going to make Y back. And meanwhile, as all this is going on, there's somebody else building exactly that store across the street. And of course, the consultant didn't care about that, right?
Yeah, of course. They didn't look at the full picture. Exactly. That's what kills me. It's like the timing and how long it's taking. I'm sure. You're right.
I don't know the situation.
But they could have been delayed on how long it took them to get the contractor to build stuff. It could have been delayed on how they're getting. It could have been many other things, but it's not handled the right way. I do it every week. I've got to go grocery shopping. It's a must. And I'm tempted not to go back there next time. I'll try out the new store. I'll try it out. I'll give it a shot.
Of course,
I haven't tried it yet. And then why wouldn't I now? Even if I'm in a rush, I may go there instead.
Maybe the new store was the consultant.
Yeah, right. Very
You know what
possible.
you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this happens a lot, and I see this with consultants. Of course, moving into professional world, we see consultants all the time, and big consultants, and they come in and they do their studies, and I don't think that they're not well-meaning, right? I think they probably think, but they're not necessarily accountable. They go in, they reorganize the crap out of places, and then they leave, and they're like, "Thank you for my, my millions."
Right, exactly.
And we'll check in on you occasionally, right? But not for 4 or 5 years until we know that you're broken enough for us to come back and do it again. It's like, this is kind of the way that it goes. And like I was thinking about, as you were telling the story, I was thinking about, and I don't know if it's the same supermarket. We have one here that has this robot. Do you have the
yeah. No, that's not the same store, but yeah, we'd have one of those too.
So this one has
it's more a cleaner thing, right? He kind of.
I have no idea what it is. I have absolutely no idea. But I'm sure that they've shown up at a lot of places. But it's literally a robot that rolls around the floor. I mean, a full
taller than us.
Taller than us, right? Yeah. And rolls around the floor and just kind of does. And you're like, am I supposed to ask you for help? Am I supposed to what is it doing? I have no idea what it's doing. And I'm guessing it's watching me so that they can make their store more profitable somehow. But I have no idea. I do not know what it is.
I always, for whatever reason, thought it was cleaning the floors, maybe, or it just kind of moves around. He just kind of moves around. Yeah.
If it's cleaning the floors, it is the most inefficient
and intrusive. I mean, it's giant. It's probably 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
8 feet tall.
8 foot tall floor cleaner. I can't imagine.
That's a good point. Do you think it's looking at maybe it's looking at the aisles to see if there's things that needed to be
maybe looking for theft? Maybe looking for theft. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't explain it.
Yeah.
They do not explain it. I've looked and said, what is this guy doing? It's of course. So something's doing something, right?
I assume so. Yeah.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
So this is what I think it really is about. And then, but right, I understand your frustration, but I think what you are is very unprofitable for them. That's what I think you are.
I cannot even begin to think that I would be unprofitable for a grocery store. I have 2 16-year-old boys that could eat more than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I don't do so bad myself. so I can't think that it would be unprofitable. But okay, let's just say that's the case. But understand what you're doing to people when they walk in the door and start shopping. Yeah. Have more people that know where things are walking around, offering help. I asked 3 or 4 different people.
No.
I don't know any better than you. I'm like, don't you work here?
That is not a requirement.
No, it's not. But
not
it should be.
Change
your signs. Help me out or throw me a bone. I'm a long-time shopper. I know people in there that work there just because, been going there so long.
I was thinking about this the other day, how little people are required to know to work at a place. It's like, they don't even know the basics. You ask anybody, like, do you have anybody? I don't know. Check over here. You go there, it's like completely the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I remember I worked in 1991. Wow. I was in college, and I worked at, of course, you can imagine, Radio Shack, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
I loved Radio Shack.
Perfect for you, though. But you knew everything about that place, I'm sure.
Okay, I thought I did. Because, of course, I like the radio system. But, of course, you're selling a lot of stuff, right? Well, you know what they did? And I found them the other day. I still have them. They're amazing. They had you take tests. There were sales manuals for each of the different departments. Now, Radio Shack isn't that big, right?
It wasn't that big of a store, no.
It wasn't that big, but they had departments. It was like the audio and the phones and the this.
And I can see it in my head right now.
Yeah. And so they had these manuals. And the idea was you were supposed to read these manuals and take a test. And you get certified on that area of the store. And then you do this. And there was like 7 or 8 of them, whatever it was.
Sure.
And now, of course, they wanted, people didn't know this about Radio Shack. They wanted their salespeople to be salespeople. They wanted their associates to sell, right?
You actually, I think I knew that there was even a commission. Was there a commission of some kind too for sales too?
I honestly don't remember if there was. I don't remember if there was, but I know that it was a badge of honor at the very least that, you are supposed to help customers and sell them. And of course, they wanted you to gear them towards certain things as well that were profitable for them. But you were supposed to be of service. So they wanted you working in the store knowing what it was that you were actually doing.
Sure.
And now I could go into any place. I won't even name stores, but you could name any one of them and ask, hey, can you help me with it? And by the way, me asking for help is not like a extraordinarily normal thing in an electronics store, because I do know a lot about
what you're doing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but when I do have a question, like a basic question, I expect that somebody will be able to answer. I'm like trying to checkpoint whatever. Not a clue. Right? This is like waiters or waitresses, servers who don't know the menu, right?
Yeah,
they have no idea
why
what's on
isn't
the
it
menu.
a standard? I don't understand that. Like, don't you want to look good? Like, I don't ever want to be caught not knowing something. I don't ever. Yeah, if I'm working somewhere, if I know, I'll do the best. I'm never going to know everything. Yeah. But if I'm working somewhere and expect people to ask me a question or figure out what something is, I want to be able to answer that. I worked at Namco. What was that? Was my thing. The pool store.
Oh, I remember that.
It was a pool store. So they actually, at the time, they sold pools. They even had like pool tables, different areas.
I remember, like this was
outdoor beach, outdoor
this
patio,
was like a Harrow's.
stuff like
Remember
that.
Harrow's?
Yeah.
It was like that kind of a place. Yeah.
And I thought it was great. But it worked in the back. I worked in the front. I did all sorts of stuff. But I knew where everything was. I just liked what I was doing, and I was helping people out. Yeah. That's not the case anymore. Definitely not the case.
Not the case. They don't. I don't know what it is. Did people change? Did companies change? I don't know what it is, but very, 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 very few. Yeah. Sales associates in retail stores that I talk to know anything about anything that they're selling. And I'm like, well, what are you here for exactly? Yeah. Like you have a name tag. What is, why?
If I ask you for help, you should be able to help me.
Yeah.
Period.
I have been in big box electronics stores, right? And somebody asks an associate for help. Okay. And the associate knows nothing. And I happen to be there and I know something. So I start helping them, right? And I start answering the question. And they're like, oh, okay, great. What do you think the sales associate does when I do that?
I have no idea. What?
They walk away. They literally walk away. Like I'm like,
you're being helped. You're good.
Thanks. I'm like, wait, don't you feel like you might want to learn something? Like maybe is this even remotely interesting to you? It's like, oh, good. I see you're taken care of now. I'm going to go back on break. Whatever it is.
That brings up a bigger issue in regards to sales and knowledge and people selling and understanding how things work. We don't have to go deep into that, but that's like salespeople should understand what they're selling. They should understand something about it. Yeah. And if you don't have the answer, sure, you're not going to know everything. You know where to find it. That's all that matters. Just know where to get it.
Yes, of course. And, right. I don't want to. Nobody should misinterpret that you know every single thing, but at least try to put forth an effort, right? Something like, hey, maybe I should know this. And, hey, I don't know this, but let me check. Let me ask someone who does know. Or, exactly. I don't know. Or open up your iPad and Google it. I don't care.
You're still using an iPad. I can't. I haven't used an iPad in I don't know how long. No.
Oh, no, I like it.
I think I should, though. I think looking at my phone so much, so small. I don't want to end up with eyes like yours, so maybe I should.
So then why would you do what I'm doing?
That's a good question. I'm going to stick to the phone, actually. I'm going to stick to the phone. That's a good call.
Let's not be crazy.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, they have it. Anyways.
All right. So are we supposed to talk about current things? Because there is a current thing that happened.
We certainly, oh, Lord. We certainly can.
I mean, are we supposed to talk about this debate that just occurred? Did you see it?
I will admit to you that because I was traveling on a business trip and out and doing things, I did not see it.
Mm. Mm-hmm. You're lucky.
Mm-hmm. I've only seen clips. And of course, I don't see the clips that I need to see, right? Like anything that would be of any value, it's just one side making fun of the other side.
Well, this is what I wanted to bring up.
So I only know. What I wanted to bring up. So what do I hear about? Right?
What did you hear about? Tell me what you heard about.
I hear about cats getting eaten.
There you go.
That's what I've seen memes
That's what I wanted to talk about.
And that's the clip I see a million times. And I just keep saying it's pretty hilarious. Yeah. But I've got to watch more, which is on me that I haven't. But I will.
There's not that much more to watch. So people have latched onto it. Yeah. And I'm sure anybody we're setting this up now, people are going to think, oh, he's going to go and rip on Trump. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Now, Again, we know that I'm a moderate, okay, independent, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I think that both candidates have a lot of work to do. So
You're good. You're good.
I'm good.
We're on this together. We're good.
I'm good.
Let's just keep going. You're good.
Yeah,
I got you. Yep.
So I'm not sitting here saying I'm absolutely for one, absolutely for another, absolutely against one, although I lean towards one, but I'm not going to even go there.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what I am going to say is that what Trump did was he threw out, in his off the cuff kind of way, he was talking about immigration. He was talking about immigrant communities and how it's out of control and they're eating cats and dogs and and things like that. And he did it in such a way that you gotta love something about the guy. So he did it in such a way that it's like, he just kind of nonchalantly mentioned it. And of course, Harris's response was, oh, come on, he's crazy, right? And this is what the media was waiting for, right? Is to jump on something like that.
For him to say something that was off the wall.
And of course, the minute he said it, I was like, what are you doing? This is exactly what people want you to do, right? So he did, and then, okay, fine, he did. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the next day, all of the arrogant Facebook friends that I, have, or all these people are now putting memes out there. Donald Trump is so stupid that he's the thought that people are eating cats. And there's all kinds of memes. And that becomes this big thing, and everyone baits into this thing, right? And I'm like, okay, now I am annoyed, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you have no idea, right? Like, you have no idea what's actually going on. And so if we used our brains for 30 seconds and we said, you got a whole bunch of people who are coming in with no money, no shelter, no way to live. They have to eat. What are they going to eat, right? It's plausible that this could be happening. I don't know. Now, there's but the arrogance of people to poo-poo things, right? It just drives me nuts when people take those stances. Oh my God, he's so stupid. Oh my God, I'm going to hide my cats now. Okay. And then, but is it completely crazy to think that it could be happening? What else are people eating if they can't eat? I don't know. Right?
So there's two. Yes. Let's just start off and say, we have no idea.
We have no idea. If I'm starving, I'm living, without shelter, without food, everything else, and I see a feral cat.
But
I don't know.
But what was the intent?
I might go.
Because does he know?
Well, this is my point. I don't know that he knows. He probably took a soundbite from somewhere, right? Like he would normally do. But see, this is the point is I don't know. He doesn't know. But I'll tell you who definitely doesn't know. My idiot friend on Facebook who's now poo-pooing the whole thing and everything else. I don't know. Something about the arrogance of the response always drives me nuts.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree to an extent, but there was a bit of, I have to assume there was a bit of probably ignorance in the statement being made.
Undoubtedly. It's his delivery.
You could have said a raccoon. You could have said mice. You could have said you chose a domesticated animal in an attempt to have people fear these people like they're going to eat their pets. That was your goal. Come on, man.
Well, I think he actually talked about cats and geese, if I'm not mistaken.
No, wasn't it dogs?
No, I think geese was in there because there was an actual report about someone eating geese, which I'm not sure of them.
Completely geese, I think.
That's fine. You're not supposed to just,
people eat
swipe
goose?
Geese out of the pond.
Oh, no, you don't just go catch a Canadian goose and cook it up.
Maybe he did or did. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but that was definitely part of the whole thing, right?
Right.
My point, and you're right. There's the way he does it, right? He just says
keep letting them in. You keep letting them in, and they're eat all your pets. What are they, alien? Coming down from Mars?
Right. And so there's a ridiculousness to it. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. But I always hated the arrogant response, right? Yeah. This response, I'm so much smart. You're so dumb, and it's like. I hear you there. Dumb, inappropriate, stupid, bad delivery.
His intent may have been a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
is it really that outlandish to think that people who have no food and are starving would see a feral animal and say,
it's
okay,
not,
it's not crazy
it's not
to think
out of
that,
the
is
realm
it?
of possibility.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But he did. I mean,
I don't know.
Cats and dogs for a reason. I mean, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
you know. No, I'm not gonna.
Chipmunks and squirrels would have been better.
Would have been better, right? They just would have been better.
Would have been a much better
makes
statement.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes
Then you would
sense.
have
They
said,
probably
that's
are.
really bad, but at least I could believe it. Right?
At least I'm going to keep, you know.
But,
Toto to himself, or you know, or Kitty O'Toole's is going to be nice and safe.
But listen,
but I got to tell you, the one thing I got to say before you keep going is, I agree with you, right? There is a level of arrogance, and there is these things that people write and say. But the picture of Alf with the cat and a sandwich, have you seen that?
Oh yeah,
remember Alf, Alien Life Form? That was hilarious because I used to watch Alf when I was younger, right?
I do.
So to have him with the cat and the bread, it was actually kind of funny.
You know what's amazing to me is the amount of energy that people put into these memes and these films.
Yeah.
There's a whole like film on cat, patrols. I'm
like, Googling. It's like, what?
Yeah, why can't you put that energy into anything else that's more productive?
Anything productive.
It's like ridiculous how crazy it is. But anyway, I bring it up. I don't know. I don't know that I'm even justified in this because I know that it was probably a ridiculous statement. I probably wasn't based in a lot of research or fact. I think it's just that like that natural response. We love to jump on people and tell them how dumb they are because we're so smart and you're so dumb. And I just like, I always just think, and I said, step back for 2 seconds before you do that and say, how stupid is it? How crazy is it to think that people are probably doing this? Because in overpopulated countries where people don't have access to food, that's what they're doing. We've been making fun of this forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know that it's crazy to think that they're doing that. It's just,
I don't think it's crazy either. And I think, we're talking about, for lack of a better term, just sort of gang mentality anyways, as it is right now, right?
Yes.
It didn't matter. It just gave, gang A way to argue and tell gang B that they're stupid and that you're an idiot. It could have been anything, right?
That's exactly well said.
That's all it is. It's not, you're not changing anyone's mind. You're not adding any value. You're not doing anything. Like I said, the only thing I appreciate is something funny. But if you're going to call someone stupid or they're dumb or say, how can you even do this or that? Then you know what? Then you know what? Like, what are you doing here? You're just fighting the fight with a verbal attack. And
it's pure out bullying, which is exactly what you keep accusing him of doing, right? So it's like, why are you doing it back? Why are you like, okay, it's enough to say, hey, there's no proof for that. So stop. But no, we gotta make it like, oh my God, him and his MAGA people are such idiots.
That's the stuff that makes me nuts, right?
I hate that.
Personally, like a Donald Trump supporter could still post a funny meme and make people laugh because they could turn around and say, "Oh, that was pretty stupid," and whatever. But it's that argue and see, this is just a sign of how stupid or dumb or what you people think. You guys are all crazy. You're all idiots. Look at it, and quite honestly, the other side, I'm sure we'll find something because there's enough fodder coming from both sides to make fun of either side whenever you want. The gang violence is there.
I do feel like though, well, maybe not completely, but I do feel like that side tends to take that more arrogant elitist position a little bit more than the other lately. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I hate that side. So I'm watching this one closely because
I hate that side. That side
no, that side of people. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate those people. No. Whoops. Uh-oh.
Slipped.
We're supposed to be in here.
Oh, that was funny.
No, that is honestly not what I meant.
Not what he was trying to say. I
meant I hate that side of humanity, right? Whenever it happens, but and that's what drove me crazy. But I am watching this one closely because whenever people do that, they take that like upper I'm smarter than you position. I always want to kind of prove them wrong, right? And I am watching this because I honestly believe. Now, again, no proof. I'm not conspiracy, nothing like that. But I honestly believe that this is not so outlandish of a thought to think that people are eating wild animals, right? Like, or
they
animals
do in different countries. Like, let's face it, it happens.
So I don't think that it's based in complete nonsense. So I'm waiting now. And that side is going to do everything they can to prove him right?
Of course.
So we're going to be.
Of course. We're going to get some pictures of people. Anybody that's eating a cat.
Anybody's eating a cat.
You better watch out. You cat eaters better change it. Better change your ways right now.
You better
you're going to get busted.
Find another delicacy because they're coming for you, man.
Exactly.
They are. You see?
Yeah. See this? See? Told you it was so.
But I'm kind of waiting for the next step of this, like to see, like, no, actually,
that's exactly what would happen if they don't sweep it under the rug. If they're not sitting there going, "Man, he shouldn't have said that." There's some of those too, but
YouTube will demonetize anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The truth about cat eating.
Do not post cat eaters.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, I hope I didn't go in a place I shouldn't.
I think it's great. I think you went exactly where we should be.
It's just what's on my mind.
That's what we do here, Bob. That's what we do here.
It is honestly just something that I'm like, it bothers me when people take that stance, that arrogant.
And that's really the point. It's the arrogance as if you even know the facts. You have no idea. Right.
You have no idea if people are doing that or not.
None.
Now, and you have no idea if he has any idea if people are doing that or not. You don't know.
Don't know.
That's the point. Like, shut up. You don't know.
Exactly.
You're assuming that he was telling a lie.
And if you have proof that is not the case, feel free to present it in the court of social appeal.
Right.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it? If actually people get used facts, wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, that would be interesting. But you don't know. So there it is. Okay, James, that's all I got.
Well, that's more than enough.
I think
it's always more than enough. Time flies when we're having fun, though. I'll tell you what.
I'm not giving you any shorts on this one. I can tell you.
No.
That.
Oh, yes, you are.
No,
yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are, buddy. You better give me access. There's good ones in here.
No chance. I don't even know if I'm going to edit this out.
This is great. This is fantastic.
We're going to stop at the supermarket.
It's perfect. See, this is happening now. We should post this as a special release coming to you on Saturday instead of Tuesday.
All of a sudden,
can't wait to get it to you.
Past the supermarket story, and we're going to go right to the ending. Done.
Just throw the meat slap.
That's the end of that. The rest of this has been censored.
That's wonderful.
Self-censored.
We better keep this going
because nobody wants.
This is a good one.
All right, I went out on a limb on it.
I love it. I love it.
We'll see what happens. We'll we got to watch this story closely.
Yes, we will. We will. You better give me shorts on this because I'm going to post them tomorrow.
We'll see what happens. All right. Well, while I'm deciding that, thank you everybody for joining again. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us your comments. Take it easy on me, please.
Comment.
I promise you, I'm not I'm not some crazy guy. But anyway, while you're doing all that, we can't wait to see you back here on another episode of
Beyond the Beef.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
Thanks, guys.